Man, I'm really feeling this new playlist. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm liking it a lot. Shaq is an admitted self-casual. Dude barely watches any games. None of these NBA media guys watch games. I've tried saying this before. They don't have time. As somebody who's worked in the media field, these guys have interns. These guys have statisticians. These guys have, you know, all of these different things that helps them with their fucking with stats and stuff like that. They tell them what to say. That way they don't look like idiots. But outside of that, yeah, they don't watch. Like, how realistically, how would Stephen A. Smith have the time? You know what I mean? How would Stephen A. have the time? I love him though, even though it's trash takes. Oh, I know. Okay, I've had this argument with my friend, one of my really good friends, a bunch, about Inside the NBA. And I say Inside the NBA is purely a fucking it's purely an entertainment show, right? It's an entertainment show masquerading as an NBA show with the occasional, you know, there's some NBA analysis, some legitimate NBA analysis from time to time. And also, you know, like Kenny Smith definitely knows his shit, right? There's a reason why Kenny Smith, I don't know if he still is, but there was a time when his name was always brought up in NBA coaching searches, right? But outside of that, it's just a fun show. It's just a fun show. But my friend says that like it's bad for the sport though, because people take all that shit seriously. And I'm thinking, I don't think too many people take, you know, Shaquille O'Neal or Charles Barkley's basketball take super seriously. Obviously, you know, they're all-time legends, so their opinions hold some weight, but I feel like most people who are consistently watching the NBA or consistently watching Inside the NBA know that these guys are just fucking around. They're just having fun. Anyways, today, holy shit, NBA's right around the corner, boys. It is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to talk about NBA Media Day. I made a Twitter list, so we can go over pretty much every single team's Media Day. I think most teams are having theirs today. Some have already had them. I know the Hawks have already had theirs. I think the Bucks and Warriors have had theirs already too. But outside of that, obviously we're going to talk about the Mavericks Media Day, obviously. And some of the other interesting stuff. I think it'd be funny to maybe compile a list about all of the Wizards had it 2+ days ago. Yeah, that's right. But we're going to talk about all of it. And a quick little update. The streaming schedule has obviously changed. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, out the window. Of course, we never once streamed on Saturday, so that was never even a thing to begin with. But now we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday as the season ramps up. And also, propaganda. Everybody not named Luka Doncic is getting put into one video. That's just how it's going to have to be. That's the only way I can finish it. The only way I can finish it is if I just add everybody I haven't done yet into one video. We're like 3 weeks away from the season starting. And I want to do my top 125 players. I want to do my predictions. I want to make sure I have everything else ready to go. I mean, holy shit. We are like less than 3 weeks away. Oh my God. I'm so ecstatic about JaVale and Wood. Finally, center position won't be Dwight Powell for 82 games. I'm very excited about the Mavs. I really, really like... The Mavericks season starts the 16th. The season itself not the 16th, the 14th? Shit. I think the season itself starts the 13th. Wait, is that right? October 18th is the first game. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was the 14th. So yeah, we are a little bit over 3 weeks away. First game for the Mavs is the 19th. I don't know why I was thinking the 14th. What up, Colton? You see Chris Paul apparently say he didn't learn anything from the series against the Mavs? Yeah, I did see that. Listen, what the fuck is he going to learn? Chris Paul is going on his 18th season, and he has how many different playoff disasters in his career? What the fuck is he going to learn? I got to turn my... Jesus Christ, this music is blasting. What at this stage in Chris Paul's career is he going to learn from yet another postseason debacle? Let's just call it what it is. If you guys haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. Helps me out tremendously, especially early on in the stream's life cycle. All right. Here we go. Let's get into the media stuff. Let's not waste any more time. Wednesday, we are going to do Yosai Bites. You should interview the players for the propaganda videos next year. That could be interesting. That could definitely be a little bit interesting. The thing is I would never want to sell out for a player interview. Man, I feel bad about Powell. Dude is pretty decent backup who had to play above his pay grade for too long. Really soured me on him. Yeah, I learned my lesson with Dwight Powell. I used to talk shit about him the same way everyone else did, but I have learned my lesson. Let me tweet out that I'm live first. I'm not wasting any time, right? Last stream, it took me until the 45-minute mark to really get to the brass tacks and tweet out that I was alive. We're not wasting any time today. All right. We're getting right into it. It's Monday. The greatest sport in the world is about to start. It's the media day. I want to find like a good picture for media day. Were there any good ones for the Mavs? I would love if Sally Bias goes and asks questions during one of these events. Ah, fuck, man. I was supposed to go to the tennis, Dirk's tennis thing yesterday. One of my boys had an extra ticket. I didn't end up going. And he like got to go on the court afterwards and he met Luka and he got a picture with Dirk. I really fucked up. CP3 is a legend, bro. It's not easy to win. No, it definitely isn't. New media. Get it right. Not new media. It's new media. All right, I'm trying to find a good picture to tweet out here. I'll go with this Christian Wood picture. Fuck it. I love Buddy Pictures, just a random Rockets fan posing with a fire hydrant. The random fan. You guys know I can't see your profile pictures, right? They're so small. New media. Got to emphasize the first new in all caps. That's right. New media. Out with the old. Also out with the new. In with the new. That's what I always say. Oh. Turn this fucking song up right now. Oh, no. Whispering? I hate when people add whispering into their songs. It never sounds good. And other media days around the league. Get your dumb asses in here. No, that's a little too aggressive. Get in here. All right. So this was a funny little quote here. I tweeted this out. I think the Suns really have gigantic collapse potential. Every year, there's at least one team. Obviously, last year was the Lakers. But every year, there's at least one or two teams that just completely and totally shit themselves in a way that you didn't really think was possible. But then after it happens, you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. The Suns are one of those teams this year. You have the Sauver stuff. You've got Jay Crowder requesting a trade. You have the Game 7 collapse lingering over their heads still. Chris Paul's a year older. They have huge collapsibility. IMO. My comment got sandwiched real good. I have mixed feelings about Wood starting, but I'm also 100% convinced that JaVale has to start. All right, let's just not even waste any time. Let's get right into the Mavericks stuff. Okay. I made NBA beat reporters. Boom. 67 members. I just added people in. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't follow the vast majority of them. But they were just tweeting stuff about NBA Media Day. We'll scroll through these. But first and foremost, I just want to talk about the Mavs. Okay, let's go to Callie Kaplan. She was covering it, right? Obviously, Mavs beat reporter for Dallas News. Story Face Smith said his goal for the Mavs is to win 50 games again this season. JaVale McGee upped them. My goal is every year to win damn near every single game, all 82. JaVale McGee, wow. He had a great media day. I loved every single answer he had. Seriously, I did. And I saw somebody tweet out something like, oh, God, like JaVale McGee being your mentor or your team's mentor. This guy's a 3-time champ, man. This guy's a 3-time champion. And on top of that, he's been on, you know, he played with LeBron, right? He's on that Lakers team. He was on quite possibly the greatest team of all time, those Warriors teams. And had big roles on both of those teams. And you need guys like that. I mean, think about it. Who have the Mavs really had on their roster since we drafted Luka? Obviously, you know, outside of Dirk and JJ Barea, Luka's rookie year, who have had legitimate championship experience. Where did you watch all the press conferences? I actually didn't watch. I was just following it on Twitter, but it was on Twitch. I honestly wonder if we can go back and rewatch it. I do honestly wonder if there might be some like I really got to be careful showing stuff. I still have a copyright strike on my channel that is going away very, very soon. Mavs Media Day 2022 streamed 3 hours ago. Like, I don't know if I can show this stuff is the problem, as much as I really do want to. But it's here. If you want to go back and rewatch it. If you want to go back and rewatch it, it's here. Dallas Mavericks, Twitch. There's Tim looking great. Tim's the best looking guy on the team. I feel, you know, that I feel like it's not even really that close. I think Tim's one of the best looking guys in the league. Also probably the best dressed guy on the team. Maxey looked fucking ripped. Strikes last for 90 days. Maxey looks gigantic. Everybody on the Mavericks team looked huge. Ripped. Steroids are definitely given out, and I respect it. We can eat a 25-game suspension or whatever it is. We can eat one of those. Not until Jaden Hardy can make a real impact on this team. I'm super high on him. I think it'll be a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I wouldn't expect much out of him year one. Dorian looks ripped too. Obviously, we love Dodo. Reggie looking great as always. Looking ripped as well. I mean, holy shit. JaVale McGee looking great. And then here's Christian Wood. I think he was the final interview. I really want to watch these. I mean, what do you guys think? I honestly don't think it's worth it. Okay, the whispering I don't like. I'm actually removing this from my fucking playlist. I don't like it. Yeah, remove. I don't like that. I don't want somebody whispering into my eardrums. JaVale's in phenomenal shape. Tim looks great. Tim says he's fully healthy. Spence looks great as well. And I think Luka looks really good too. Obviously the haircut's terrible. We don't know what's going on there. We don't know what's going on there. Definitely not worth it. The strike isn't worth it. I know. If I didn't have a strike, I'd be playing this for sure. I honestly don't know. That was Luka AI whispering. That's what that was. Luka needs a haircut like Reggie. Do you guys think Luka can even grow his hair out? Like, we haven't even come close to seeing a long hair Luka. Yeah, JaVale McGee is ripped. I'm telling you, everybody's ripped. There was definitely some steroids being passed around the facility. Are you implying he's balding? He doesn't look like he's balding. You know, I don't know. Everybody always talks shit about his hairline, and every now and then I see it, but right now it looks fine. Doesn't look terrible. Now, for a 23-year-old, right? Obviously, you know, I'm 27 and I have just a fucking flawless hairline. It's actually kind of insane. Knock on glass. So you can't all be like me. Okay. Let's talk about the Christian Wood stuff. Oh, actually, I love this answer right here. JaVale McGee's answers really got me excited. Luka just wears what he likes. That's the same with the hair. I think Luka is just. This is also. Hold on. Let me bring up the infamous Luka brown jumpsuit. Yeah. This is you know, factor in this, the hair. He's like a little kid. This is like what you let like a fourth grader dress for the first time by themselves. And this is what we get. I'm actually tweeting this out. I'm reminding everybody about this outfit here. Humana. Luka definitely has a bit of a fatty. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, that's besides the point, though. No, he's just European. That's how we walk around, dude. I've been to Europe 3 times. There's some fashionable people in Europe. Some very fashionable people. Granted, I've been to like fashionable places. Can someone at Mavs Media Day ask Luka Doncic about this? Let him know. I will let him know I can take him shopping. No, I'll just leave that part out. I'm just imagining how everyone in Sylvania dressing exactly like Luka. Davis Bertans burner's back. How do they decide who gets to talk at Media Day and who doesn't? Like, if you don't get invited to talk at Media Day, it's kind of a slap in the face, huh? Okay, new Mav, JaVale McGee on Game 7 from the Suns' perspective. People ask all the time what happened, and I tell them, you got a TV, you got 2 eyes. We lost by a lot. Mav's success factored into his free agent decision. Seeing 7 straight games of Luka definitely helped. Whew. Why weren't you there? You think I have a media pass? I have a YouTube account with 6,000 subscribers. You been in nice places, dude. You didn't see towns like 10,000 people there or only Luka dressing sense people? You could say that about anywhere, though. JaVale McGee has won 3 championships since his last stint with the Mavericks, and he's eager for number 4. It's really the implementation of putting it into these young buckaroos and showing them what it takes. I love this shit. Some people got upset by this answer. I actually saw some quote tweets. Buckaroos. Mavs aren't young, and if they were, we certainly don't need JaVale McGee showing us the way. Like, why not? I don't understand. The guy is a champion 3 times. Been on some of the best teams of all time. What's wrong with that? Definitely age-wise not young, but when it comes to, you know, deep playoff experience, still relatively ripe. Jay Crowder was my most hated player in the playoffs. I would love Jay Crowder. I mean, I really would. I don't know. From what I understood, Jay Crowder wants... how am I not following Dorian Finney-Smith? Does he ever tweet? I'm not going to lie. I don't like following people who never tweet. July 16th, July 15th, September 20... Okay, yeah. That's why. But, fuck, what was I saying? I honestly don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. From what I understand, Jay Crowder wants to start. The Suns want to start Cam Johnson. Jay Crowder wants out. So, I don't think he's not going to start here. So... McGee needs propaganda. His ass gonna live in the pick and roll with Luka and make him all NBA third team. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's pull up something really quickly here. Here's what you guys really need to understand. This JaVale McGee Luka Doncic pick and roll is going to be out of this fucking world. Let's go to leaderboards tool. Okay, here we are. Boom. Let's go ahead and knock it down to 500 minutes, as always. We'll go here. And we just want to search. Delete all of this shit. We want to search pick and roll. Is that not how it is? Is it PNR? Where's the pick and roll shit? Whoops. Let's just look up JaVale McGee's fucking player profile. JaVale McGee. All right, let's just take a look. Well, technology is not being my friend right now. What up, Shadows? JaVale McGee is basically Walmart Rudy Gobert. Nice website. Yeah, this website's... I love this website. I really do, but it's not... Oh, good call. I'm on 2022. Well, sometimes it's 2021, 2022. Yeah, see, that wasn't the problem. All right, fuck it. We'll do this the old-fashioned way. Okay, well, here's first and foremost somebody doing some work for us. Here's Jay Crowder's player profile. And you can see why, you know, the Mavericks could use a guy like Jay Crowder. 97th percentile defensive versatility, 81st matchup difficulty, 36% on catch and shoot threes. I guarantee you that's lower than career average for him. He's only 31. Feels way older than that. But a good defender. It would just be nice to have this wing depth, you know. It's not like Jake. It's not. Would I trade it first for Jay Crowder? Absolutely fucking not. This is JaVale McGee's second stint with the Mavericks. There's no fuss. I bet it's a small vocal minority. I honestly feel like McGee starting is the move. No, it's a pretty big fucking fuss. You the real MVP slightly? I am. Yeah, that's true. All right, here's JaVale McGee's player profile rating. And you can see immediately what the Mavericks are getting and why I'm very cool with him being the starter, right? 69% at the rim as a big, right? That's not that crazy considering he's in a 99th percentile in rim shot quality. So he's getting pretty good looks. But even then, basketball index, usually when you see this for a center, basketball index will give them kind of a low finishing talent. But even then, they're giving him 90th percentile as a finisher. I mean, look at the screening stuff. 97th percentile in roll man possessions for 75. 98th percentile in pick and roll impact. 1.34 points per possession as the pick and roll man. That's the 100th percentile, man. That's the best in the league. IBKO has become a member. Welcome to the Slightly Delusional Club, baby. Woo! Jay Crowder would be good for us, but he is a Hall of Fame school threat. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. That meme was going all over. It was making its rounds in the playoffs. I don't know what it means. I kind of thought that it just referred to white guys who looked like they would, you know, do something like that. But that's not the case. It's said all the time. And I don't know what it means. I don't like the idea of Spencer starting when Luka only gives up the ball in the first quarter when he's gassed. Rather him come off the bench, especially with our lack of ball handling. No, I think Spencer has to start. You have to have two ball handlers out there. At least to start this season. He walks around like NBA YoungBoy. Reggie Bullock spent offseason in real, true daddy mode, but was so eager to work out after West Finals. Having to guard a player like Curry who's everywhere, I'm like, I got to get in his conditioning program. He changed his diet, no more red meat, more than a gallon of water a day. I mean, if Reggie comes into the season in better shape than he already was, that would be pretty remarkable considering how much he had to run around in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure he led like all defensive players in defensive miles traveled in the playoffs or something like that. Dorian Finney-Smith, I like this response too. I think everybody's had good responses about Jalen Brunson. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like everyone's kind of at peace with it. It doesn't seem like it's like, yeah, we're fucked. Like, I never got that impression from anyone. Everyone's like, yeah, like, Brunson got his money, and that's great. Dorian Finney-Smith's reaction to Jalen Brunson's free agency departure. Man, you see how much money they gave him? I would have been mad if he stayed here. Kind of a sneak diss, too, by the way. It's also kind of like a little sneak diss there by Dorian Finney-Smith. A little backhanded compliment. I respect it. Yeah, I did see Dorian's horse is called Peanut. I'm like, Reggie doesn't eat red meat, and I only eat Philly steak and cheese sandwiches. I could give up red meat for sure. If I never ate red meat another day in my life, my life would not be that different, honestly. Do you think there are any interesting comments from today that were noteworthy or something to remember? I love JaVale McGee had good responses to pretty much every question. Here's the Dorian Finney-Smith horse thing. Dorian Finney-Smith's offseason included a new horse. I tried to change its name to Peanut, but it's bad luck, and I don't want to lose value. Real name? Sir Anthony. Sir Anthony's a great name for a horse. That just sounds like a horse. Sir Anthony. You believe how irresponsible you spent money on JB? Yeah, that is what it sounds like. I love steak, not gonna lie. I honestly can't say I love steak. It's cool. I'll eat it. Look, dude, he looks fucking ripped. Are you kidding me? There's no way that they weren't doing steroids. Which I have no problem with, by the way. 3-year, $33 million extension, man. Maxi Kleba. I love being here. It feels like home. I love the organization, how much it stands for in this community. Also credits the good lighting in here for looking particularly muscular at the podium. Yeah, that's what it is, right? That's what it is. Sure. I'm not convinced the Mavs will be better this year. Even if they don't win as many games, they'll be better in the playoffs. I kind of had an opposite view where I think they'll finish the season better, but might not be as good in the playoffs. But that all depends. If they get a third, like a legitimately okay third ball handler at some point in the season, the sky is absolutely the limit. My favorite comment was from Luka when he finally got sick of answering the difference between scoring in NBA Europe. Yeah, that was a good one too. I mean, he literally answers that question once every 5 minutes. But did you see at the Bucks media day, Giannis said it's harder to score in Europe than it is in the United States, mainly just because it was kind of an interesting response where it's like teams will change their defense like on the fly constantly. And also you have, the no defensive 5 seconds. Guys can just sit underneath the fucking basket. The floor itself is smaller, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. up here on 2 healthy feet. Very happy with the surgery. Very happy with the rehab process on NBA's new... All right, what the fuck's going on? That song was getting a little serious. On NBA's new bench rule, 1,000% it's the Theo Pinson rule. That is pretty hilarious. On his mental well-being after the season-ending injury, it lights a fire. It's real. Tim, come on, man. I'm getting excited about Tim Hardaway. Spencer Dinwiddie on what changes in transition from 6-man to starter. Maybe some more smoothies. Spencer's stealing my bit, right? You guys, OGs will remember the Smoothie King bit that I had for a long time that I actually forgot about. Spencer Dinwiddie's first media day as a Maverick on starting his first full season with Dallas. When you first get traded, you don't want to rock the boat. Now it's kind of building the arc. On full healthy offseason post ACL surgery, it's night and day, not even close. This is the thing. I don't know if there's any data to back this up for basketball, but I know for football, guys in their second year after an ACL injury are always way better. Way better. Spencer's slightly biased viewer confirmed? Exactly. 100% confirmed. How will Luka's body hold up this year with a heavier workload on top of playing high-level basketball nonstop for 2 years now? He was very banged up last time he was on the floor. I am a little bit concerned about that, to be honest with you. On Eurobasket recovery, I was probably sleeping 13, 14 hours a day. There you go. So they got him in the hyperbolic chamber, right? He's in it. He's like Luke or Darth Vader in Star Wars. He's just floating in that shit. They're also giving him the steroids. They had to wait on him because of Eurobasket. But outside of that, he's on the same HGH program that Maxi Kleba and Dorian were on. And now he's there. Over under 3.5 games started for Davis Bertans. I'll go under. I don't see a world where he starts games. On his wrist injury, head stitch is way better now. On possible new hook shot. I can't tell him my secrets. Well, Luka was playing tennis yesterday, so if the wrist injury was serious, I would at least hope that the team had some foresight to say no to that. Jason Kidd said Tim Hardaway Jr. has been back in Dallas playing pickup games for the last week. About 8 months after THJ's season-ending foot surgery, he's ready to go. That's good news. Jason Kidd said Christian Wood will start the season coming off the bench, right? Starters. Oh, here it is. Luka, Dinwiddie, Reggie, Dorian, and JaVale McGee. That's a pretty damn good starting five. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Christian Wood comes in the season ready to go and he wants to prove himself and he wants to, you know, earn some money, he buys in defensively, he's locked in defensively, and we get his offensive talent mixed with being bought in defensively, and you replace JaVale McGee with Christian Wood, that's a good fucking team right there. Luka on roids be the most unstoppable player of all time. Will Luka ever hit up Dirk and Holger to improve his free throws? Dude, free throws are just a mental thing, man. Jason Kidd, new glasses and all, starts Mavs media day with some insight about Luka Doncic's light acclamation after Eurobasket. We want to start slow. This is a marathon, but anytime he sees the practice game plan, he sees scrimmage, he's ready to go. Luka just seems like he loves basketball. And I feel like you could say that about a lot of players. I like the glasses. I actually do. I like it. Kind of looks like Howie Mandel a little bit here, but it looks okay. Good God, Maxie, you're fucking ripped. Luka on roids is LeBron. I want to see Christian Wood remembers how he thrived with James Harden during brief overlap in Houston. I think Luka is all that and more. Think he'll average a double-double again, even coming off the bench? Probably even better. Why does our media have to stir the pot like that? You know, we already know the bench stuff for Christian Wood. Why do you have to be like, hey, do you think you'll average a double-double even though you're coming off the bench? Bench player. Like, why do you have to do that? Why can't you just fucking ask? You think JaVale will have a positive influence on Luka about his conditioning, considering how serious Jay takes it? Hopefully. You really can't overemphasize how important it is to have champions on your team. That experience, right? Because the Mavericks got to the Western Conference Finals, and they were kind of on some like happy to be here shit. And the Warriors just came and punched them in the fucking mouth, and the Mavericks just had no idea what was going on. Because the Warriors have been there, they know exactly what it takes to win, right? And they were just going to do it. They were going to execute it. Do I think the Mavericks have a real shot against the Warriors? I do, yeah. I mean, you know the shot quality stuff. The Mavericks' shot quality was good. It's just they weren't right. Their legs were gone, and they weren't ready to compete at that high of a level at that point of the season. I think having some legitimate championship experience in the building is huge. The Warriors executed like champions. The Mavs were not ready. That's exactly right. Christian Wood said he's been in Dallas for about 2 months working with lead assistant Sean Sweeney. I don't know if you guys know, but that guy's been killing me. I'm in the best shape of my life, so thank you, Sean Sweeney. I'm feeling so damn good about this upcoming season. I've been telling you all offseason that I was bought into this fucking team. I've been telling you all offseason that I've been bought into this team, and everybody was doom and gloom the entire time. We didn't get Goran Dragic. I said, who gives a fuck? And I got dragged. We didn't get Dennis Schroeder. I said, who gives a shit? And I got dragged. We lost Jalen Brunson. I said, okay, that one actually sucks. All right? But this whole offseason, I've been telling you, this team's going to be good. This team's going to be good. And you know what? This team might just even be better than they were a year ago. And everybody's telling me that I'm a fucking loser and I'm wrong. And I'm slightly delusional. I'm telling you, this team's going to be good. Christian Wood's going to work out. JaVale McGee is going to be a great addition. Defensively, this will be a top 5 team in the NBA. I feel strongly about that. Offensively, top 10. You get in there, historically, champions, you got to be top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. Yeah, no, I got you. Get back to business. My first breaking news of the season to Christian Wood. That Jason Kidd said he'll be coming off the bench. If people are wondering about how he'll feel coming off the bench, I'm not too worried. Okay, I don't know who this quote is from. Kidd, maybe? All right. Let's see what else is going on around the around NBA media days. I want to get some more of the Christian Wood stuff. Who tweeted that? Who do I even have in here that's a Mavs reporter? I honestly don't know who half these people are. God bless him, though. Brad? Should we take a look at Brad? Will Christian Wood deliver? I hope so, El. I hope so. Christian Wood, when asked about Jason Kidd saying he'll likely come off the bench, this is my first time hearing about it. He smiled, shrugged, and said that the main thing is that he'll be motivated no matter his role. This is the quote that everybody should be running with. But everyone's running with Tim McMahone's fucking quote. Tim McMahone, fucking Tim McDrama. This song right here, is there a way this song is called Azalea by Velda. It's the same guy or girl. We don't know who this person is. They're a mystery. Who created the classic, Delusion song. This person just doesn't fucking miss. Yeah, and then no clarification. This is my first time hearing about it. He was joking. Yeah, hey, tell him. I promise you he's worried about it. Hey, Pistons fan, let me tell you something, right? I know this is kind of hard to wrap your head around. What the Mavericks have going is a winning organization. They're trying to win. They're going to make the playoffs, right? They're going to try and contend at the highest level possible. I know that that's a concept that's been lost, right? Detroit, they've been a great organization in the past, but it's been a little bit lost over the last 15 or so years, right? So when you bring a player into a new and winning environment, things change a little bit. I'm just giving you a lesson. I hope you understand better now. I hope Christian Wood would turn out what KP was supposed to be, just average 20 and 10 on efficient shooting splits, and that's we more than enough to take some pressure off Luka. Offensively, hopefully Christian Wood's better than what KP was. There's no way Christian Wood will be as good defensively as KP is. If he is, then holy shit, the Mavericks might never lose another game again. This seems like something you probably should have seen coming. Important to mention that Christian Wood was smiling and laughing. Y'all in for a tough season. Oh my god, what the hell? The NBA is really nothing but drama. Not only do they make him come off the bench, but how the coach tell... Are these people fucking dumb? I don't want to be mean, but are these people stupid? I'm really not trying to be mean, but are these people actually fucking stupid? This is what... Oh, here we go, man. Matt Moore. This is wild. They are bringing their signature offseason addition off the bench in a contract year and didn't communicate that to him. Oh, he already is muted. Okay, thank God. To avoid a complete Mavs Twitter meltdown, probably too late. It was too late. It should be noted that Wood laughed when he said that. This is why I can never work at ESPN. You see, like when new media takes over, we would never do this. We would absolutely never do this. We going 81 and 1, one loss to Orlando. No, we'll go, you got to factor in 2 losses to the Knicks, guaranteed. You got to factor in the Kings. We always lose to them. Factor them into the equation. I have no problem Christian Wood coming off the bench. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you. I think it's a great move. And by the way, obviously Christian Wood's joking. This has been talked about since summer. Like this was said almost the moment he got traded for. The moment JaVale McGee signed, they said, yeah, he's gonna start. And I think Jason Kidd at what was it, the Summer League game, one of the Summer League games, said Christian Wood would come off the bench. This obviously isn't anything new, okay? I think it's good. I really think it's a good thing. And here's why, right? Maybe this is just delusion. It's not. It's the right take. Christian Wood off the bench. You give him a little bit of a motivating factor there to say, all right, Christian Wood, you want to earn your spot. This is a team that made the Western Conference Finals a year ago. All right. You want to earn your spot in this closing lineup. You want to earn your spot in the starting rotation. You're going to have to buy in defensively because we have centers who are bought in defensively. And that's what we're going to hang our hat on. That's what we want. We want to be a good defensive team. So you want to start, you want to play, you're going to have to buy in defensively. And once you show that, then I guarantee you, Christian, like, I'm not closing the book on Christian Wood not starting at all. I 1,000% see a scenario where he joins the starting rotation. And if he does join the starting rotation, that means good things have happened. That means good things have happened. Okay? And if he doesn't join the starting rotation and is a six-man, he will be one of the better six-mans in the NBA, for sure. If the Mavs hadn't picked up JaVale, then it would have been no doubt. But JaVale is so much better at center right now. I don't know if I'd say JaVale is so much better, but he's just, like, the Mavericks just need a pick-and-roll guy who can anchor a defense right now. And that's good. Like, that's... JaVale McGee can give you that currently. No, my word, he start before All-Star break. What said he's been working with assistant coach Sean Sweeney for months? Dude, he wasn't given the memo. Shake my head. Yeah, no, exactly. He said it as a joke, and then everybody ran with it. What doesn't fit the defense in the starting role? He probably will start once he proves he can handle the defensive side. Yeah, exactly. You just give him a bit of a motivating factor. He's on a winning team. You tell him, hey, you're not going to come in here and start right away. Like, we got good pieces. You got to earn it. Luka Doncic, fresh off a hectic Eurobasket schedule, will have a light workload in training camp. Okay, I already read that. Yeah, here's the Jay Crowder. The Jay Crowder shit is messy. I'm not gonna lie. This is what I'm saying. The Suns have this whole thing about them. What do you think of the quotes from the Boston players about the whole Ime situation? Yeah, okay. Let's get in. We talked about all there is to the Mavs. Honestly, everybody on the Mavs is pretty well media trained. You know? Pretty much everybody on the Mavericks, they know what to say to the media. They don't stir the pot. Very rarely will you hear a quote from somebody on the Mavericks and you're like, oh, shit. So, nothing too crazy. A lot of good answers. Like, I actually loved Christian Wood's media day interview. You know what? I don't give a fuck. Let's watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hear. Good audio, guys. Can't hear a fucking thing.
Is a winning team. I'm curious about what, all of the good, the bad, and the different from your journey has fueled your hunger for this particular situation that you're talking about being in a winning situation.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a certain amount of times, you start getting motivated to win. And even when I was with Houston, my main thing was try and win as many games as possible. But, things didn't turn out the way I wanted them to. Guys wanted trades out, and I was left by myself, and then the team wanted to go through a rebuild. So I'm definitely more motivated than I was before because I want to win.
Great answer, right? How are we on Mavs Twitter going to overreact to that one? That's a good answer. I fucking hate Matt Moore from HP. That dude is so weirdly biased against the Mavs. Yeah, he is. But you want to know why it is? It's because Mavs fans just relentlessly shit on him. I really think that's why. By the way, how do you guys feel about the Bill Russell patch? I think it looks really good, actually. You can't hear. Hey,
this
hey,
is
Mavs,
my first time.
we can't hear the fucking question, guys.
Thank you.
Don't know what question was asked, so.
I haven't really looked into it that much. I'm motivated either way, it's off the bench or starting either way. But it's something I could figure out. And not really worried about who starts the game. More so concerned about who's finishing the game. And if people were asking like how would he feel about coming off the bench, I'm not too worried. It's something that most likely will happen in talks with extensions and talks with free agency. But during the season, it's not going to get me off my pivot.
Wow, that's what we're freaking out about, by the way, guys. That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Before I thought of Bill Russell, I thought was Porzingis number 6. Yeah, they're honoring the legacy of Kristaps Porzingis' domination with the Dallas Mavericks.
So you came from a lot of losing programs
Yeah.
to a team that expect to win.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan too.
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Switching your mind, with preparation for a game.
It's really just about fit and organization. I've been here for about three months now. I've been here before the young guys, the D-League guys came in just to.
Great answers. I really think those are great answers. Truthfully. All right. Hopefully that didn't just get my channel removed from YouTube. If things work out, I feel like Luke will have less points per game, but will average like 10 assists per game. That would be a dream come true. All right. Let's see what's going on with some of the other media days. All right. Paul George checking in. Looking great. Love me some Paul George. What the fuck is this? Who's retweeting Adam Schefter onto this shit? Julian Age? Okay. You are getting removed from this list. Remove. Goodbye. I don't want to see Schefter. All right, I just don't. Let's go ahead and switch to top tweets. New tweets, there's just too much of a flow of information. Happy, Kawhi, and PG. Kawhi looks good, man. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? This might not be a popular belief, a popular opinion, especially from a Mavs fan. Kawhi Leonard is maybe my second favorite non-Maverick in the NBA. He's just insane. He's so good. I probably shouldn't say this. Greg Popovich says. He leans into the microphone. Nobody here. Pause. Should go to Vegas and bet on this team to win the championship. Oh my God. He actually said that? Nobody here should go to Vegas and bet on this team to win the championship. That's actually hilarious. I mean, he's right. But it's pretty fucking funny. I look at the tweet I at you at. Luka Doncic spends offseason adding new complaints to repertoire. That's pretty good. Does it say which complaints he's added to his repertoire? Telling reporters about the adjustments he had made to his game over the summer, Dallas Mavericks point guard Luka Doncic confirmed Monday that he spent his offseason adding a variety of new complaints to his repertoire. The offseason is about looking for ways to improve, so I've been really working hard on the accuracy and placement of my hands when I'm gesturing to officials about the call they blew, and I've also learned a few new expletives, said Doncic, adding that his commitment to improving his complaining game included at least 100 reps per day, practicing whining to referees. I almost got a writing gig at The Onion once when I was in college, or so they said. Maybe that could have just been them being nice after the in the email. Maybe no roof leak rain delays at American Airlines Center this season. Yeah, how many did they have last year? 2 or 3? There's an alternate reality where Kawhi never gets injured and finishes his career as a top 8 player all time, minimum 5 rings, 5 finals MVPs. You're not wrong. Anthony Edwards' arms are probably bigger than Rudy Gobert's. I want to see a picture. Yusuf Nurkic as he approaches the podium. Does anybody know if Dame is staying? Bones said that he had a teary-eyed smile when he saw Jamal back on the court and healthy. Bro, remember when the rim is tilted against the Sixers? Yeah, that was the rim thing. That's right. And that game started at 9 p.m. local time already. That game started at 9 p.m. local time. And the rim was tilted. It was an hour-long delay. It was a shit fest. Oh, my B-Reel went off. Let me do my B-Reel. Any of you guys on B-Reel? Man, I really got a great hairline. Anyways, the roof delays were against the Wolves and then the Warriors in the postseason. I do remember that. LeBron says it's super humbling to be on the verge of passing Kareem's scoring record. That's happening this year. That's going to be crazy. Hamidou Diallo. I'm just trying to get better. The objective is coming in with a clean slate as a better player. As simple as it sounds, there's a lot that comes with it. Okay. All right. KPJ said trusting one another was a big factor in growth between himself and Jalen Green down the stretch. I did see another quote that said Jalen Green wants to be an all-star this year. I don't see it this year, but it's possible. Boban is on the Rockets. There were pictures of him. Yeah, I want to get to the fucking and for those interested, the new flags have been hung at practice facility along with 2 championship banners. This is a nice looking practice facility, man. Are these all the players on their team? I'm guessing. Let's talk about the most likely player on the Mavs to regress. That's a tough one because it's not like there was that many like outlier seasons. Like Maxey shot terribly in the regular season. A deep playoff run will only help these guys confidence-wise. I don't know if there's gonna be too many guys that see like that big of a regression. Like when you gonna start shotgunning beers from Mavs dubs? We'll see when the season starts. Here's the streaming schedule this upcoming season, guys. 5 days a week, 5 nights a week. We're going to go live when the Mavericks don't play. Even when the Mavericks do play, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to watch games throughout the entirety of the night. All right? That's what we're going to do. It's going to be very similar to like the FIBA streams where we're just kind of monitoring the games. We're not like, it's not the only thing we're talking about, but we'll bounce around from game to game depending on what's happening. Obviously, when the Mavericks play, we're going to watch the Mavericks and Mavericks only. But, yeah. Maxey won't shoot 32. I mean, regress to the mean is Maxey. I mean, Tim will regress to the mean in a positive way because he was shooting terribly before he got hurt. Oh, God. Klay Thompson worked his ass off the summer after winning a championship. It'd be easy to be complacent, but he's still in the gym 4 to 5 days a week and brought his best every time. After our last workout, he left saying, I've got a championship to defend. Okay, don't care. Oh, here we go. Is the meltdown already starting?
Getting the deal. Just maybe your
up,
thoughts
Squiggly?
that now that you got that. Maybe what was your initial reaction once the Suns matched the Pacers offer?
I was happy. It was all done, I guess.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Wow. Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise.
Congratulations on obviously getting
Trouble in paradise.
getting the
This
deal.
team's going to collapse. I don't see a scenario. Yeah, I guess. I don't see a scenario in which this team doesn't fucking collapse, actually. Like, I'm calling it now. I am. They're going to collapse. They are going to collapse. Slightly deep streaming into those late Thunder vs. Kings games. Hey, as long as Shea's on the court, I would love to watch those games. Shea, Davion, De'Aaron Fox. Wow, that is... I saw the tweets that he said this, and I thought, all right, maybe they're exaggerating a little bit. No, that was pretty bad. Billy said he's more concerned about how groups play together rather than who starts. Mavs forced 2 teams to explode. Come on, SB, you know OKC sitting Shea for the season? I have seen things that he might be back before the start of the season. The league should be terrified of a fully healthy Zach. AK confirms Zach LaVine is ready for camp. Zach had arthroscopic knee surgery after season. Why am I seeing this fucking tweet twice? God, I wish I could just mute all Warriors accounts. Just a blanket mute. Cunningham said Ivy will bring a new dynamic with his athleticism. He has a great feel for the game, and he wants to win. He wants to play through his team, and he loves to share the ball. All of those things are something you love to see in someone that's joining the team. Bangoon looking good. Looking good. Zach LaVine is nice, but teams are not afraid of him. They're afraid of Giannis and Luka. I think teams are afraid of Zach. He's an insane scorer. How can we be terrified of a fully healthy player if he's never fully healthy? Thoughts on Memphis fans thinking they're going to be a top 3 seed? I mean, they were one last year, so it's not that crazy. You okay about to be nice this year? I think Cade's going to be really nice this year, for sure. If I had to pick one player, from last year's draft class to make the All-Star game this year, I don't think any of them will. One, I'd probably pick Mobley, just because the Cavs will be probably the best team. And out of like the realistic options, right, from guys who were top draft picks last year, the Cavs will be the best team. And he'll be really good. Then I would probably go Cade. I think Jalen Green's going to be great. I don't think he takes that step this year. Giddey, no chance. Franz Wagner, maybe. Dallas Bertans should win MVP. Town Horn Tucker noted the difference between the Jazz and the Lakers rosters is interesting, given how vet-heavy LA was and how young these Jazz are. Well, yeah. The Jazz are horrible. So, I guess so are the Lakers, but it's a different type of horrible. Josh says he's not satisfied with ESPN's ranking. I got 8 more spots to go. I'm trying to be number 1. Okay. Cunningham on the NBA grind. I knew it was going to be a long road through my first year, but going through it and experiencing it kept me humble because it's a tough grind. Nets, Bucks, and Cavs will run the East. Celtics are in too much disarray. Oh, man, the Celtics are in a lot of disarray. They really are. Here's a Coro in Donovan Mitchell. I just am always shocked by Donovan Mitchell's height. I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as a 6'1" guy. A lot of Cavs fans hate these jerseys. I'm going to be real. I think they're pretty clean, right? I think they're okay. I'm expecting a huge year from Okoro. Isaac Okoro, I'm expecting a huge year out of you, buddy. How do we feel about Donovan Mitchell in a Cavs jersey? I think it looks pretty good. What up, Swayze? If they were red and white letters, they would be fire. I think they're still pretty clean. Like, they're not amazing. We gotta have to understand, we're in a different era for NBA jerseys. NBA jerseys are all boring as shit. So once you look past that and accept that, yeah, these are pretty boring, but they still look good. When are the Mavs ready? When are the Mavs gonna reveal the new jerseys? Sometimes they do it. Sometimes they do it like right before they wear them, right? This will take some getting used to, I'm not gonna lie. Mavs need the 80s originals back. It's hard to mess up when there isn't that much on the shirt. I would love the Mavs OG 80s jerseys to come back. I want to see, is this a Celtics guy? Okay. I want to look at the Celtics stuff. Jaylen Brown responds to Kevin Durant trade rumors. I'm sorry, I'm not disabling ad block, guys. It ain't happening. Jaylen Brown responds to Kevin Durant trade rumors. I'm ready to play basketball. How long is this? Okay. A large storyline with the Celtics summer swirled around the team's reported conversations with the Nets involving Kevin Durant following his trade demand. Durant staying put in Brooklyn. Okay, we'll go over that in a bit too, because I did listen to the Kevin Durant interview earlier today. I don't know how to answer that. Brown said of his reaction to hearing his name in rumors. It's been the same since I've been here, so it wasn't surprising, or it wasn't not surprising. It did make me feel some type of way or whatever. It is what it is. I talked to my teammates' organization about it, and now I'm just ready to play basketball. I need to hear that. I need to hear how that sounds out of his mouth, because I'm not going to lie, that doesn't sound very good. Reading it, it doesn't sound good. I mean it in a positive way, to be honest. Simplistic designs are mostly timeless. I just love the gaudy, like, in your fucking face designs from the 90s. There's just something about them. Stephen A said Luka will carry the Mavs to the finals. When did he say that? My God, the Mavs need a rebrand. Fucking Kings had 10 in the last decade. I'm sick of feeling like I'm 0-3 watching the Mavs. Well, okay, I guess one of the positives about not having a rebrand is it usually means you're doing good. Like, rebrands are usually for teams that are like ass, and okay, we got to inject some life here. Let's go for a like you said, the Kings, they're fucking 10th rebrand in 10 years. All right, let's get something new going. Let's get some, you know, some excitement in the air. I've talked to my teammates, I've talked to ownership, organization, etc. I keep those conversations between us. Brandon said, all I can say is that now that I'm here, I'm ready to play basketball. I'm in great shape, probably the best shape of my life. All right, add this one to the best shape of my life column. So I'm excited to start the journey. Things have gotten to the start that we wanted it to go, but that's life sometimes. So put our best foot forward and do what we got to do. I'm not going to lie, that doesn't sound great. Bring back the graffiti jerseys. Stephen A. Smith before draft said he wouldn't touch Luka with a stick because he's that bad. I don't think that was Stephen A. I thought that was Rashad Phillips who said that. I know Rashad Phillips said he wouldn't touch Luka with a 10-foot pole if he were an NBA GM. I'm not gonna lie, that did not sound good. Can I get a Jaylen Brown? Maybe I can get like a. It's a lot going on. The best we can say is to just move on. Oh God.
Then has he had any conversations with you or the rest of the team?
No conversations as far as me on my end. Initial reactions, I think I was, we were all, you know, shocked what was going on, a little confused, a little bit, but a lot of that information wasn't being shared with us or members of the team, so we can't really comment on it. Yeah, like you said, John, it's a lot going on. Some we could control, some we couldn't, so the best we could say is just to move on, I guess. Initial reactions, like you said, I was a little confused, you know, but nobody really has any of the information, so it's kind of difficult to really make a comment on, you know, how things were supposed to go, how the process went or anything, so.
Somebody sent me Jaylen Brown in a Mavs jersey immediately. I need to see Jaylen Brown in a Mavericks jersey as soon as possible. Okay, here we go. Just found a Photoshop. Just listen to Jaylen Brown's. Is he a free agent this year? No. Next offseason, right? Ooh. That's going to get a little bit. I still think Jaylen Brown's overrated. No chance. 2024, yeah. Stay here. Jaylen Brown said he hasn't talked with Ime Udoka. Okay. I want to see a clip of him. God, Twitter. I want to see the clip of him saying that shit about the trades. Because I want to hear it.
Going on with Jaylen Brown and KD. You came out and
wow,
actually
Celtics media members are stirring the pot. That's kind of a hard-hitting question.
This offseason, there were some rumors going on with Jaylen Brown and KD. You came out and actually had a quote with The Athletic. We're going to have Max pull that up if we can, the graphic, about just how you kind of approach these as well, these rumors. For someone who's always talked about in trade talks, I don't really pay too much mind to that until it actually happens. I don't believe it.
What up, Wopo?
How much of that did you discuss with Jaylen Brown, maybe of...
All right. Well, too long-winded of a question. Jaylen Brown and trade rumors. It's not a guarantee that you get back to think that you're going to coast off last year. Okay, that's a good answer. Hey! That's me. All right, I guess they don't have it anywhere. Does next offseason the Mavs have 3 first-round picks available to trade? Next offseason they can trade as many first-round picks as they want, as long as it's after the draft. Jaylen Brown and trade rumors go together like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, for real. I kind of feel sad for him after he said that shit where he's like, yeah, well, it's been every single fucking year basically. Al Horford says he expects to play back-to-backs this season. Okay, all right. Al Horford on Ime Udoka suspension. Just shocked with everything that went down, but ready to move forward with our group. That's a good answer. I want bad answers. Celtics Jason Tatum said he found out about the initial Ime Udoka news on Twitter just like everyone else. Oof, that ain't good. Jason Tatum on reaction to Ime Udoka's suspension. I guess I feel like everybody else. It's a lot to process. Unexpected, especially coming into the season when you feel a certain way. It's just a lot if I'm being honest. Yeah, put them up there. Them and the Suns. The collapsibility potential, it's through the roof. Does the NBA, NFL Super Bowl hangovers is a very real thing. It happens every year. Does it happen in the NBA? I'm trying to think, right? Obviously, not really with the Cavs. They went 4 years in a row, right? Lost 3 of them. Heat haven't gone back. He destroyed their shot at the title. Oof. Mavs dropped off hard after 2011. That's true. I wouldn't really attribute that to a championship hangover, though. And they won. I'm talking about losers, mainly. Suns, yeah. But the Suns also won 64 games last year, so... Mavs have Wood, Maxey, and Tim Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench. That's wild. That's a good bench unit. I was thinking about this earlier today, too. If you want to be a championship contending team, right, if you want to be at that level, you got to have guys on your bench that should probably be starting. And I get, like, the thing with Mavs fans, it's like, well, Wood should start over McGee, which is fair, I guess. But if you want to be that level of team, you got to have... Spencer my Dinwiddie when my Wood is Hardy. Somebody's full speed sprinting outside of my apartment, and it just rocked my floor and scared the shit out of me. Mavs bench is so good. People bitch about the Trey Burke role, which should go to our young players anyway. I mean, here's also, speaking of Trey Burke, I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was texting my friend this. Trey Burke was our 3rd ball handler at the start of the season last year. Okay? So just because, that role is a little bit spooky currently for the Mavericks doesn't mean it's going to be spooky at the end of the year. Doesn't mean somebody won't step into it. Doesn't mean they won't find somebody out there on the market readily available that can come in and fill that role. Things are going to be okay. Is Prime Barea better than Brunson last year? No. No. Prime Barea was great, but Jalen Brunson was legitimately, Jalen Brunson dropped 40 points in playoff games. You're not getting that from JJ Barea. JJ Barea is a wizard in the pick and roll, though. I'll tell you that much. Malcolm Brogdon said the Pacers gave him the option of picking a few teams when they traded him, and he picked Boston. Interesting. I wonder who those other teams were. I wish whenever people said shit like that, we got to hear what the other teams were. Joe Mazzulla, is that how you pronounce his name? On his arrest in college, I've made mistakes. I'm not perfect. I've hurt people, and I've had to use these situations to put myself in as a younger man to become a better person. Those are good answers. Obviously, he had some issues. I think it was a long time ago. 10, 15 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. I don't know. But by all accounts, he has legitimately improved himself dramatically. JJ never had Maxey make 8 threes in a game either. I mean, JJ was on a championship winning team. Josh says the career... Okay, well, lost that one. Let's see what else we got going on. All right. Well, can you just stay updated? I wonder if the Mavs could somehow trade for Tyler Terry. Oh, Tyler Hero. I was like, who the hell are you talking about? I don't see a way. Any trade for the Mavs cannot involve a first-round pick, pretty much. It just wouldn't make any sense. I know Lakers media day is about to start. I really want some info on that. Man, the Suns sound like a disaster. The Suns media day absolutely sounded like a disaster. Where are the Suns beat reporters? Did I have them anywhere in here? Hero would not be useless. Okay, here we go. Here's the Suns beat reporter. Let's see if it's as disastrous as it sounds. Campaign said his heart dropped when he started hearing the Kevin Durant trade rumors, but this is his home now and he's relieved to be back. Thank the Lord it didn't happen. Don't think Campaign was a make or break guy in the Suns trade offer for Kevin Durant. Where do you think Crowder will end up? Bulls, Heat? Heat make the most sense. They desperately need somebody like that. I love Jay, and I have information on this, so it's difficult for me to speak on it, but at the same time, the players and organization, I think there's a mutual respect for what Jay has done here. This sounds so messy. What the hell happened? Well, I wish it did happen. Wouldn't be a racist backcourt on defense? Did I read that comment right? Wouldn't be a racist backcourt on defense? Anyone and everyone would be getting by? Maybe I just don't get it. Luka and Hero on the same backcourt feels racist. Oh, okay. All right, it was a response to that comment. My bad. Feels racist for some reason, not the players, but how some people would act about it. I think the Mavs beat those allegations when they traded KP. Mavs finally not toxic before season ? You know, actually, speaking of KP, it's really nice just to go into the regular season and we're just going. There's not reports of, hey, this is actually KP's first real healthy offseason, technically speaking. Every offseason KP was here was his first fucking healthy offseason. Do you guys realize that? Every single one was his first technically his first healthy offseason. Technically his first full healthy offseason. Well, technically it's his first full. Well, technically this offseason is really his first full one because when you think about it, the last couple years, I'm just so happy we don't have to deal with that shit. I really am. Is it possible for a trade to happen right now? I mean, I guess. Literally just got off work. I missed the whole stream. The beauty is you guys can go back and watch these. It was tough, and if you ask me, there's no place for discrimination in our sport and our league. Dario Saric, it's best for the Suns, are going to have a new owner. Yep, true. Get Sarver the fuck out of here. I did forget about that whole Brooklyn situation this summer. You know me, I don't ever want to leave here. This is like my new home. Mikal Bridges on Kevin Durant trade rumors and still being with the Suns. Mikal Bridges on the Jay Crowder situation. It sucks. I love 99. I remember telling him all the time he's one of my favorite vets ever. It's one of these things. It just how the business goes. Cam Johnson at how after the Suns Game 7 blowout loss pops into his head all the time. That's right. Every day. And you should think about it every fucking day. And in a way, I kind of wanted to. Sure you do. They came into our house and punched us in the face and knocked us out. I did that as competitors. They should think about it all the time. But the Suns aren't a surprise anymore. They've got targets on their backs now, and it's time to prove they're still in the upper echelon of teams. KP been putting on weight though. He is totally healthy for real. LOL. You see how he's losing weight now? Be healthy for real? Yeah. You see all the fucking all of the tricep extensions he's doing, dude. He's ready to rock. Cam Johnson really did get put on a slip and slide. There's no bad blood between Jay and I. Cam Johnson said Crowder's been good to him and has taught him a ton. NBA has taught him that guys just have to do what's best for themselves. I don't think I've ever seen DeAndre Ayton that reserved and down. I don't want to read into it too much, but that was pretty striking. Wow. That he really did look sad. I actually really thought that people were like kind of over exaggerating on Twitter. But after we watched that video, he actually looked miserable. Everything DeAndre Ayton on what he's been working on this summer, saying he's looking forward and not backward, and that there's no time for more baby steps. Why would I look backward? I gotta find like a full fucking interview here. I gotta see if I can find a full DeAndre Ayton interview. Hopefully this is acceptable. Looking really happy. Right? We all look like this at work from time to time. What up, Jacob? We're so lucky to follow a team that streamed the media day on Twitch. Yeah, no. That is nice.
Congratulations on obviously getting the deal. Just maybe your thoughts that now that you got that. Maybe what was your initial reaction once the Suns matched the Pacers offer?
I was happy. It was all done, I guess.
I was happy it was all done. That's what he was happy about. Not a, yo, I'm happy to be back in. This fucking microphone is on its last legs. You hear me? Not a, I'm happy to be back in Phoenix. I love this great state of Arizona. I love Phoenix. You know, we're a championship contending team. It was I'm happy that it's just fucking over and done with and I can get the next 4 years of my life out of the way.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Now, sorry.
That's it?
When the findings came out, and obviously you saw the results of it, just what struck you the most by when you read through it?
I'll say I was disappointed, and that was very unacceptable. That's about it. My thoughts are with the people who were affected by it.
Knowing that not only are you with the Suns, but obviously you played high school here, so you have maybe a history that no one else has on this team. So do you get a sense of how this has affected just Suns fans in general in regards to what they've seen as far as the findings go?
Repeat yourself again?
Have you seen the...
Yeah, he's not there. I hope everything's all right. Jalen Brunson, free agency was kind of awful how public it got. Not going to lie to you. Jalen, gonna miss you, man. Gonna be honest with you. Suns fans are on a dangerous amount of copium. Medical units in the area are on standby 24/7. I mean, you pretty much have to be. I don't know what this question is either.
Fan reaction to this, has it hit you in a different way because you actually played high school ball here and had a time before you even came to the Suns that you have a history with the city?
I mean, at the end of the day, the action is unacceptable, and me just...
What kind of dumbass question was that? Hey, DeAndre Ayton, you played high school basketball in here. Does that change how you feel about the owner being a racist piece of shit? Yeah, good question, Jack. Yeah, it does.
Just
what happened while you're gone? Not much.
It doesn't mean anything. It's just my thought goes out to all the people that seen it and were affected by it.
And lastly, with Jay and the situation he's in, he came in and made an impact on this team his first 2 years. Just where are you at with it right now, knowing that obviously there's a separation there with him?
I'm so locked in and just getting better and starting training camp. Jay's my guy, and I know he's doing what's best for him.
Hey, DeAndre.
Here's another thing you have to factor into the equation, right? If you're DeAndre Ayton, you're showing up to a media day, and you just know the first fucking 3 questions you're gonna get about your restricted free agency, right? You signed with another team. The Suns maxed the offer, right? So they matched the offer, so now you're back. The next question you're going to get is about Robert Sauber, right? Getting banned and now selling the team because he was a piece of shit. And then you're going to get asked about your teammate and presumably one of your friends demanding a trade and the media basically trying to get you to like shit on them. So I kind of get showing up in a bad mood. I understand it.
Cal Nelson with Arizona Sports. Good to see you. With how the summer went for you, just can you take us through the range of emotions that you felt and just how long the process kind of had to take?
I was under a rock just working. I was just leaving all that in, my agent's hands, and, I trusted my team.
Is that your sentiment going forward? You're just looking forward, not looking back?
Yeah, I look back.
Holy shit, he doesn't want to be there at all. I can't say I blame him. Those are some of the dumbest fucking questions I've ever heard. Just in that brief 2 minutes that we spent watching that, those are some of the worst questions of all time. Hey, DeAndre Ayton, does you going to high school change how you feel about your owner being a piece of shit? Why the fuck would it? No. Hey, DeAndre Ayton, are you looking back at all on, you're just looking backwards? Why in the hell would I look backwards? Black and orange make for great NBA jerseys. Black and orange is a very good color combination, typically. That's very true. Devin Booker on DeAndre Ayton. I'm excited for him. I know that it's a weight lifted off his shoulders. Devin Booker said the Barkley throwbacks are his favorite Sun jerseys. No, agree. Those are sick jerseys. How many other questions were there, though, about Game 7? Were the Suns media people really pushing that button at all? You've got this one. I'm not going to lie, actually. I don't love these jerseys. I'm going to be real. I don't know what it is. There is something different. Like, I'm not that big of like an NBA jersey guy, like wearing them outside of the right setting. So it kind of just looks weird like this. Look better than every Mavs jersey besides the class greens. Oh, well, that bar is in hell. So that's not saying much of anything. Yo, it's Jacob from ages ago. Yeah, I saw your comment earlier. Look better than every Mavs jersey. I already read that. Honestly, not really. Ask Chris Paul about whether there was anything he learned or dwelled on after Game 7. What is there? I need more Game 7 comments, though. Monty Williams on the Sarver situation being a distraction. I believe our guys are sensitive to this situation. They have a great deal of sympathy for the people that have been affected, but they also know that culture and playing well can help ease some of the pain. I don't know, man. It feels like a disaster coming up here. It feels like a disaster. I'll die on this hill. I like our jerseys, but I like the leaked ones even more. The Timberwolves had their media day today as well, yeah. On DeAndre Ayton, Monty Williams said there are times when you bump heads, but it doesn't define a personal relationship in totality. Echoed what Jones said about there never being a doubt he'd be back and that people don't see how hard he's worked this summer to improve. This does not sound like a very stable situation here. Mavs showed off new jerseys? I don't think so, no. Monty and Ayton are throwing hands at one point during the season. I mean, it does not sound like they like each other. Too many distractions and issues with the Suns. Mavs about to beat them by 50 opening night? That would be huge. Could the season just start already? Seriously. All right. Let's see. I know Lakers. I am interested by some of the Lakers' answers, admittedly, right? I mean, aren't we all? Jones says team chemistry in general is great and expects that to be no different with the rookies. Okay, who is this? The Grizzlies. All right. Kawhi Leonard on the shorthanded Clippers having so many comebacks last season. It was amazing. They could have just laid down and given up. It shows who they are as individuals. I have a bad feeling about the Clippers. I have a bad feeling about the Clippers, meaning I think they're going to be disgustingly good. I'm assuming this is Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart on which player he's been watching to model his game after. Al Horford, because he's able to do it all at the 4 and 5 spots. He's able to shoot, space the floor, and is a good decision maker. Isaiah Stewart believes he has the green light to shoot the ball this year. I don't hate that. I actually don't hate that. Shoot that thing. Why does this fucking tweet keep popping up? Holy shit. First look at Dragic in a Bulls jersey. Looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Jones says he wants to be a starter in the NBA and views himself as one. Just one that comes off the bench. I don't necessarily look at myself as a bench player or a reserve. Says that mindset helps him prepare for when his name is called to start a game. And I'm assuming this is Grizzlies? Oh, Tyus Jones, I'm guessing? Yeah, okay. Are we telling Beef Stew to launch threes? Yeah, if you're the Pistons, why not? Go out there and launch some threes, Beef Stew. Let's see what you got. There were some pictures about here, was it from this guy? Some dude was sharing pictures from the Jazz Media Day and it looked like a funeral. The lighting, it was pitch black, you could barely see anything. It was Rudy Gay mainly. I can't find the tweet anywhere. Hold on, what's this? Oh, brother, here we go. This is exactly what I was waiting for. Russell Westbrook on if he feels wanted by the Lakers. Anybody else just starting to feel sad about this whole Russ situation? Like this was an MVP in our league.
I mean, whether that they want me here or not, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, my job is to be a professional, show up to work like I've always done thus far, do my job the best way I know how to, and that's it. I mean, we all have jobs that sometimes people at our jobs don't like us or don't want us there, as you guys probably can attest to in any other job across the world. And as a professional and as a working man, I have to do my job and do it the best way I know how to be able to support and take care of my family, and that's what I would do.
Oh, man. That was a good answer, though. Russ is such a clown. It's karma for him acting like a hoe all those years. What did he do, though? I've never really got... Russ just plays with such a big fucking chip on his shoulder. I've never got the impression that he was, like, anything more than that. I don't know. Like, he just hustles, shows emotion, plays hard. LeBron is an idiot for picking him over Buddy. Yeah, LeBron does not get nearly enough shit for this. Like that was never going to work, right? Obviously hindsight's 2020, but what was that trade that they were going to do for Buddy Hield? Wasn't it just like Kuzma? I don't remember what it was exactly, but I'm pretty sure they got to keep KCP, and they would have gotten Buddy Hield. I got class in a bit. See you later. All right, peace out, Thilo. Honestly, feel bad now for Russ. Yeah. What annoys me about Russ is he's always been a big shit talker, but when other teams the past season did it back to him, he took it all personally. That is kind of true. That is very true, actually. I mean, in the bubble, Russell Westbrook was literally yelling at babies on the sideline. You guys remember that? Russ plays with a chip and plays hard with closed eyes and nothing in the head. I mean, he doesn't make the best decisions sometimes, right? On the court, yeah, it can be a little bit of a comedy sometimes, but he still tries. I have to always respect that. I've always respected Russ's motor. Steven Adams says things are much more familiar this year. Kawhi Leonard said he would have played last year if they made the finals. Okay, who's doing the Lakers media day stuff? That's actually really what I'm interested in. So great to see all these smiles again. Wow, the Bulls look happy. Are they? I'm kind of been down on them, but they look happy and they look happy to be there. The Suns, it looked like a funeral was happening. Sometimes that really, who's retweeting Ian fucking Rappaport? Brooke, you're out of here. You're out of the list. I don't want to see Ian fucking Rappaport tweet about Michael Thomas, and I'm trying to talk about the NBA. I do have Michael Thomas in fantasy though. What does this say? Okay, not serious. Honestly, feel like his basketball IQ is not the highest. It's not the highest, but it's still pretty good. I feel like you don't lead the league in assists if you don't have a good idea of what's going on out there. He plays with too much of a chip. If he would be willing to cog in the machine, he could do a good job still. No, I agree with you. He definitely tries to do the most sometimes. Like, it's a blessing and a curse with him. All right, where's did I follow a Lakers one? Oh yeah, I forgot Josh Okogie was on the Suns. This guy's a Lakers guy, right? Okay, here we go. I don't feel sad for Russ in the slightest, but I do feel sad about Lonzo. Dude went from a bad shooter to an elite three-point shooter. But he may never play healthy again. His knees are right. Yeah, I feel very bad about the Lonzo stuff. It's just sad seeing a guy like carve a legitimate role for himself in the league. And it just goes away because you just can't stay healthy. Okay, can I get somebody who's actually going to tweet what's going on at the fucking... Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. This guy's tweeting like a madman. This is exactly what I want to see. All right, LeBron looking great. Not bald. I knew that video was fake. Anthony Davis looking healthy. Good God, these guys are so massive. All right. Darvin Ham opens media day. I'm extremely excited. Last year was what it was. A variety of circumstances that led to the team playing the way they did. The lack of success. This year we've turned the page. We're looking out the windshield, not the rearview mirror. Rob Pelinka. Darvin and I have spent hundreds of hours going over and over again how we want this team to reflect some of the qualities he stands for the most. Our Lakers fans deserve one thing, a team that's going to compete the hardest of any team in the NBA. That's never a good sign. I'm going to be real with you. I want my GM and I want my coach to come out and be like, yeah, we're going to try to fucking win a championship. I don't want them to come out on media day and immediately say, guys, we're going to try our hardest. Go Lakers! We're going to go out there. We're going to try. That's not what I want to fucking hear. That should, yeah, of course. You guys should, obviously. That goes that being said. I want to see, yeah, we want to go out and we're going to win a championship. I don't give a shit if it's the Magic. I want my coach to say that. I want my GM to say that. I don't want to see, we're going to try our hardest. Harmon Westbrook, he's been awesome. Everything that I've asked of him, he's done throughout the summer. Everything has been about being selfless, being team-oriented, defense. Lakers media day. 80 didn't trip, so he didn't fall apart till next season. Yep. I swear, Westbrook used to be money from 2, but it's like he lost the ability at some point. Yep. I mean, he just got older, man. You lose that athleticism a little bit, that explosiveness that Russ thrived off of. Pretty much downhill from there. Playkon Davis, he's coming in with the mindset of leadership. And I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with what he's done. Darvin Ham's going to be gone by January 5th. So far, these answers don't have me feeling any type of way. If Lakers' wing depth isn't as prominent as its guard depth, Rob Pelinka said Patrick Beverley, who can guard up positions, and Dennis Schroeder can mitigate some of that with their aggression and activity. Also cited Juan Toscano Anderson's toughness as fitting Darvin Ham style. Oh, they're going to be terrible. Oh my God, they're going to suck. Holy shit, they're going to be awful. He's talking about scaling Pat Bev and Dennis Schroeder up to play wings. They're going to be terrible. Oh my God, they're actually going to suck. Pelinka on potential trades. I'm already looking at this ratio here. Pelinka on potential trades. You have one shot to make a trade with multiple picks. And if you make that trade, it has to be the right one. So we're being very thoughtful around decisions about when to use draft capital. Okay, that's actually a good answer. Pelinka started that thought by considering LeBron in year 20 one of the greatest players to ever play and wanting to do everything to improve the team, picks included, while also making sure it's the right deal. Okay. Hold on a second. Wow. I needed that. Injury updates. Kendrick Nunn is cleared for full contract drills, I'm guessing. Forgot about Kendrick Nunn, honestly. Troy Brown Jr. has been dealing with a sore back. Lonnie Walker has an ankle injury that will limit him to start the camp. This is all good stuff. Dennis Schroeder is yet to arrive. Typical visa issue. Wow. This is terrible. Lonnie Walker already has an ankle injury? That's not good. LeBron on the team priority this season, defense. Obviously, you got to be able to put the ball in the hole, but teams that can defend and get stops where needed, they're simply more successful in our league. All right, give me something juicy. LeBron on his contract extension. I came here because I believed in the franchise, and I'm still here. It's literally that simple. I'm committed to the franchise. LeBron does seem like he wants to retire a Laker. I don't know. I think it's a little bit fucking lame, but... Anthony Davis on his health and getting ready for the season. I did the exact thing as last season. I had 2 injuries that you can't really control. Guy fell into my knee. I landed on foot. Had a little bit more time to let my body rest and heal. Okay, here we go. Here's the Russell Westbrook answers. Westbrook characterized offseason conversations with LeBron and AD. Very beneficial. Being able to talk about and understand things we want to do and how we want to do them. Also said combos / building a relationship with Darvin Ham has been extremely important to me. These aren't as juicy as I was hoping. LeBron about to go out sad. Lonnie went to Lakers because nobody else wanted him, I guess. An ankle injury already where you're not starting camp. That's not good. I'll tell you that much. Wenyen Gabriel. When Wenyen Gabriel's getting asked questions at your media day, like, you're probably going to be a bad team. Okay? That's just the way that it is. Those actually weren't that juicy. Outside of Pelinka, it sounded like a dumbass. Saying that they don't need wing defenders because they could just scale up Pat Bev. It's all LeBron's plan to get Lakers as low as he can so they get picked for Bronny. Who's already hurt? Lonnie Walker, already with an ankle injury. The Norman Powell trade for the Clippers. This is the type of move the Mavericks need to be on this upcoming season. This is the type of move the Mavericks need to be interested in. It was a complete and total salary dump type of trade where the Clippers just sent expiring contracts to the Trailblazers, and the Trailblazers just wanted to open up cap so they could do stuff in the offseason. This is exactly what the Mavericks need to be on. They need to pull some type of move like this. Obviously, he's got a pretty big extension, a pretty big contract. He signed that contract extension last offseason. Traded by the Portland Trailblazers with Robert Covington, also a big trade piece. To the Clippers for Eric Bledsoe, Keon Johnson, Justice Winslow, and a 2025 second-round pick. You see what I mean? This needs to be what the Mavericks are on. They need to find some team out there that's like, hey, we want to get this bigger contract off our books. Just send us some, expiring deals. And the Mavericks need to do that. Now, obviously, it has to be for a good player. You know what? I've been thinking about this guy lately. And I know there's some questions as to how he would fit next to like Tim and stuff. But What if the Mavs go after like an Eric Gordon? What would that even look like? Is he on the last year of his deal? He's got 2 years left. What could that look like? I can't believe the Blazers gave up Gary Trent for 1 year of Powell and got nothing in return. Yeah, that's not a great contract. Or not a great trade at all, in retrospect. Holy shit, Norman Powell's on the Clippers also. Yeah, the Clippers are fucking stacked. They are. They're going to be really good. But for them, it's always health. And I get you could say that about every team, but more so with the Clippers, obviously. Pat Bev would have fit well with the Mavs. I was in on Pat Bev, but I didn't really care that we didn't get him. Yeah, already get the whole Rockets team? Yeah. Maybe it'll work for us. Let's look back on this Chris Paul trade. Let's look at how much trading has changed over the past decade. Traded by the Los Angeles Clippers, right? Eric Gordon was a pretty big, a pretty interesting young prospect at this time. So it wasn't like he was a nothing player. With Al-Farouq Aminu and Chris Kaman. Kaman was recently coming off of an All-Star appearance. In a 2012 first-round pick, which was Austin Rivers, to the New Orleans Hornets. I almost said Helicans. New Orleans Hornets. Jesus Christ. For Chris Paul. So Chris Paul, who at this time was like a top 5 player in the league, probably. Around there at least. Traded to the Clippers for Eric Gordon, Al-Farouq Aminu, Chris Kaman, and 1 first-round pick. If that trade happened today, we'd be talking 7 picks. Naming rights to the stadium. The whole fucking 9 yards. I really wanted Pat Bev so the Mavs could become the villains. Any John Wall sightings? I don't know. Noel said he wants to be back in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. There's a reason I can't wear number 3. That's the player I watched growing up. Forgot that the Pistons had Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks. God, I can't believe Doc Rivers is still there. They got to get rid of Doc Rivers, man. They really do. Norman Powell said his personal goal this season is to prove that he's an all-star and a starting 2 guard. Fuck, man. I wanted Norman Powell badly. Last offseason, some of you guys might remember, I wanted Norman Powell. I didn't think it was really possible, though. Talk of them Minnesota dudes and 5 picks for Rudy Gobert. No, the picks, the whole entire decade worth of picks things, that's been happening for quite some time. This might be Doc's last year of coaching. What needs to happen for Doc to get fired mid-season? What would have to happen? Is that even possible? I think it is. The Seawood thing was similar. Wonder if we can get another one like that. Yeah, that's actually really true. The Mavericks just need to have their ear to the ground on players available, and I'm sure they do. Steven Adams talking about his connection with Desmond Bane. We've done a lot of talking, and I've explained what I'm seeing and how he can get some easy buckets. He tells me what he prefers to do and stuff like that. Dude, holy shit. Baden shot 59.3% from 3 on passes from Adams last season. I wonder how big that sample size is, but it's still crazy. I saw a tweet earlier today. It was from, what the hell's going on here? Oh, is this a spit challenge? People are still doing this? Is this like months old? Norman Powell and John Wall. Here you go. Those of you asking about John Wall. I think the biggest thing is his competitive drive and will. Doc needs to get fired. Oh, Doc to get fired needs to cheat with Ime Udoka. Slightly, how does Luka look? Is he in shape? I'm sorry. I don't want to be one of those people. He looked good to me at his media day. I mean, dude, he played basketball 2 weeks ago. Like, really? You'd have to try. Actually, I don't even know if it's possible. With an athlete's metabolism, you would really have to, I mean, do some mukbangs every single day. Which star do you believe could become disgruntled mid-season and the Mavs could look into trading from? Ooh, that could be a fun little stream topic. Ranking the the probability of this player turning disgruntled. Should we do that really quick to close out the stream? Go through each team and rank the likelihood of disgruntledness? Let's do it. Let's close out the stream like that. And I don't really, like, the rest of the media days, I don't really care. It hasn't been as fun as I thought. I don't know what in my head I was thinking was going to happen. Disgruntled rankings. All right, let's get started. We'll go team by team, and we'll look into it, all right? Tim McMahon said Luka showed up out of shape. It would have to be a historic 2 weeks of partying. a 2 weeks of partying that they would have to make a movie about. All right, here we go. We'll just go team by team. Start with the Boston Celtics. Disgruntledness rankings. Tatum, I can't see a world, so I won't even put him on here. Jaylen Brown, I think we definitely, we'll definitely... Jaylen Brown. We'll put him on here. What should our ranking scale be here? What's the world where Jaylen Brown gets disgruntled and demands a trade mid-season? 85%? That's high. You didn't talk about the most important thing yet. What do you think about Jimmy Butler's hair extensions? Hey, listen, I think Jimmy Butler's a funny ass guy, and I think he's playing into the joke pretty well, right? He's obviously getting clowned, and he's taking it like a champ, and I think it's funny. I don't love the way they look, but whatever. It doesn't matter what I think. But I think his interviews have been funny. So what, we give like a percentage chance we think that these guys demand a trade? Or do we just rank who we think's most likely to demand a trade in midseason? Let's go with that. Okay, we'll start with Jaylen Brown, right? Because he's just the Celtics. We'll start with Jaylen Brown. Yeah, there's a chance, I guess. He was in the KD trade rumors. He hasn't been very happy. He always is cryptic with his tweet liking. But I can't in good faith have him ahead of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie goes number 1. Of course, an impending free agent. All of the shit surrounding him. We're just talking like who might demand that trade first. I would have to go Kyrie. He's already done it, kind of, right? Same with Kevin Durant. But here's the thing. Kevin Durant is stuck, and his media, he was giving some pretty good answers in his interview. Enough so that, I kind of believe him that he's like, yeah, whatever. It's the trade stuff's behind us now. I'll go Kevin Durant above Jaylen Brown too. But I'll go Kyrie Irving first. He seems like the most likely to get traded. We already saw the Nets last year. They weren't fucking around. They didn't really want to bring James Harden back, so they traded him. I could see them doing something very similar to Kyrie Irving. What happens if KD asks out again? Yeah, that's the question. I don't know. If KD, in January is like, hey, I don't want to fucking be here at all. I tried. I gave it a couple of months. I don't want to be here in the slightest. What happens then? I don't know. Raptors, no. I can't see a world where, Siakam gets so disgruntled that he wants out. No realistic players here. Philadelphia 76ers. I'm adding him onto this list, but I'm adding him at the bottom. Embiid. I don't think it's impossible that the 76ers collapse. Right, Doc Rivers is their head coach. The 76ers collapse and shit their pants again. I could see Embiid maybe start to ask, hey, what am I doing here? I can't. I want out. I'll put him at the bottom now. And yeah, we'll add OG. I'll put him below Jaylen Brown, but ahead of Embiid. I don't know. Embiid, we're just kind of throwing some shit at the wall, see if it sticks. But it's possible. Knicks, no. And the players that they have, I don't care about. Bulls, no. I can't see anybody getting too disgruntled there. I think Zach LaVine legitimately likes being there. DeMar, no. Siakam, yeah, I don't see Siakam going anywhere. Cavaliers, no, especially not right now. Pistons, no. Obviously, Pacers, no. Bucks, Okay. I think it was at their media day. Middleton basically said, "Yeah, I'm kind of interested to test out free agency. What would have to happen? How down bad would the Bucks need to be for them to be like, okay, fuck, we actually think Middleton's going to opt out and go somewhere else in free agency. Let's trade him while we can." How bad would things have to be going? Like, are we talking, knock on glass, are we talking like a Giannis injury? Like, Giannis is injured. The Bucks, their championship, they're not going to win a championship this season. We think Middleton's going to leave. Let's trade him now. But would you trade for Middleton for half a season? Yeah, I would, for sure. Especially if you feel confident you can bring him back. I would do it, definitely. That's a player I'd trade first for. Grayson Allen. I'll put Middleton above Embiid but below OG. Just because crazy shit would have to happen. But I think he stays with the Bucks. But I think there's a world that exists where he's on a new team next year. Wizards, we'll put Beal here. Where do we put Beal? Towards the top for sure. Not first. Kyrie's number 1 to me. Like he's king disgruntled. So I put him ahead of Kevin Durant, even though Beal just signed a huge contract extension. Kevin Durant just asked for a trade. But if Beal asks for a trade, he's gonna get traded. KD, it's a little bit more difficult. I feel like Beal, like right here, maybe below Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's out. I don't think Jaylen Brown's a Celtic 2 years from now. Now the question is, do they trade him while they can't? The writing just seems to be on the wall there. Beal, that seemed like a classic. Yo, give me my $50 million a year, and then I'll ask for a trade down the road. But he has constantly said he likes being in Washington and he wants to be there, and all of his actions back that up. Beal gets trade clause, so he'd have to choose the Mavs. I mean, I'm sure he would choose whatever team's willing to trade for him. Imagine if Beal just retires a Wizard. That would actually be funny as shit. I don't even, like, what, is there any heat with OG? I actually don't know. But I just put him on here. Hawks, no chance. Well, John Collins, do we even add him on here? John Collins has requested a trade every single year he's been in the league. He signed a contract last year. That didn't really stop him. Wasn't he asking for a trade at one point during the season again? I guess we'll throw him on. I'll put him under. Do I even add him onto this list? I'm really not that big of a John Collins guy. Oh no, Seawood tweeted. What do you mean, oh no? Is it bad? Why is Derrick Rose shirtless? LOL. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Very cryptic. I'm hoping that this is in response to the media's media misinterpreting his joke. That's what I'm hoping. He's just LOLing. Put him on the list. Oh God, that's funny. I think he's laughing at the media, guys. We're good. No need to worry. Orlando Magic, nobody. Heat. Bam said in a quote that he wants to average 18 shots per game this season. That's an absurd amount for a guy like Bam. That's an absurd amount for Bam. What would need to happen for him to want out? No, I can't put him on here. I don't even think him and Jimmy Butler just scream Miami. Hero is definitely on here. Hero is on here. Who do we put Hero? Where do we put Hero? I'd put Hero below Jaylen Brown. Like, I think that there's enough there where it's like he could ask out, right? Isn't he a restricted free agent next year? He's a restricted free agent after this season. Is he, or does he have a player option? No. He's a restricted free agent after this season. I'll put him on here. Charlotte Hornets. No. Don't really see anybody. LaMelo's too young, obviously. I mean, if he wasn't a piece of shit, I'd put Miles Bridges on here for sure. But unfortunately, not the case. Timberwolves, no. They just traded a bunch of people. Thunder? Do we put him on here? Maybe LeBron, he has never asked out, but if season goes the same as last year, I can see it. LeBron just sounds like he wants to be in LA really badly. Like that's just... I'm putting Shea on here, but I don't know where I would put him. I don't even know what this fucking list is. Okay, this list is by order of who I actually think will ask out for a trade. So that's what the order is here. I don't see Shea asking out. I'll honestly put him ahead of Middleton. Just because, you know, you have you have to factor in the Thunder being bad, and Shea's now entering year number 5. So at some point he's gonna say, "All right, I want to be good." Shea might be back for the start of the season. I'll put him above Middleton just because that's kind of a nightmare scenario, and I'll also put him a bit ahead of Embiid. But I'll put him here just because. I don't know. Nuggets, no, right? I don't think anybody's asking out there. Trailblazers feels it's kind of similar to like it's kind of similar to Beal, where everyone's like, "Yep, Dame," even though Dame's actions and words both say, "Yo, I want to be in Portland," but you do have to add Dame. If this season is a disaster for the Trailblazers, does he ask out? Maybe. I'll put him below John Collins. I think I'm actually moving John Collins up ahead of Beal. Just because we know and I'll put him below Hero. We know for a fact John Collins has demanded a trade like 6 or 7 different fucking times, it feels like. Beal has never done it. I think Beal and Dame are in the same tier where it's like their teams are going to be bad and they're reaching stages of their career where, you know, you might want to start getting on a good team if you want to win. But they both say that they want to stay and their actions match that. OG, I don't know. What is there smoke with OG? I actually don't know. Wasn't there something recently with him? I don't remember what it was. Utah Jazz. I mean, I don't even need to talk about them. Lakers. I will add LeBron, but I'll put him at the very bottom. I think Christian Wood is responding to the media. I really do. Russ over LeBron? I'm not putting Russ on here. These are like actually like attractive players. These are like guys that you would want on your team. I'm not fucking putting Russ on here. Do I put AD on here? The LeBron stuff makes no sense to me. I really don't. I guess he just wants to be in LA. But man, this is a shipping sink. A shipping sink. A sinking ship. This is a sinking ship in LA. And at this stage in his career, I can't believe LeBron's just like, yeah, this is cool. Cool with this. I'm not even adding AD to this list. I don't know. I don't really care. Clippers. The thing is, I could see a world where the Clippers front office says, maybe we try to blow this up if this doesn't work again. Will Kawhi and Paul George ever ask out? Kawhi wanted to be in LA this whole time. Paul George wanted to be in LA. Do they ask out? See, for Embiid, it's a bit of a different situation because it's like he's been here his whole career. If it doesn't work out again this year, does he say, all right, I want to move on? I don't know if Paul George or Kawhi would ever ask out. They just need to be healthy. Yeah, that's exactly right. But I'm saying I think it's likelier that one of them gets hurt again, and then the front office says, all right, let's recoup assets while we can and trade like one of them. Let's trade Paul George or something. I'll add Paul George to this list, actually. I'll put him below Middleton. Only because Middleton is about to be a free agent, and he has kind of openly said, yo, I kind of am interested in testing out free agency. Warriors, what would need to happen? Ask yourselves this. What would need to happen? Wiggins, unrestricted free agency coming. Draymond, unrestricted free agency coming, I believe. Jordan Poole, restricted free agency coming. How bad would things have to go for... I can't even see a world. I'm not putting anybody from the Warriors on this list. Like, I can't see a world where Draymond asks out. I can't see a world where Klay asks out. I could see Draymond going somewhere else in free agency. I cannot see him asking out. It's all in Warriors front office. Wiseman's not good enough to be on this list. Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns fans had to endure this all throughout their shittiness that Booker is going to leave. I'm going to throw Booker on here, though. I don't think he'll do it. I'll throw him towards the bottom of the list. I'll throw him ahead of LeBron, but below Embiid. But there's just too much. There's too much shakiness going on. And I'll add Ayton in. I'll add Ayton pretty fucking high. I'll put Ayton below John Collins, but ahead of Beal and Dame. Ayton looked miserable. I've never seen anything like that. Ayton actually looked miserable. Booker, I'll just throw him on. I don't actually believe he'll ask for a trade. But Ayton, yeah, for sure. I would actually kind of be shocked with how this whole thing has gone. Also with how miserable he sounded at Media Day, I would be shocked if he finishes that contract on the Suns. I really would. Kings. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be real with you. My ear's not to the ground that much with the Kings, but De'Aaron Fox seems okay there. But should we add him to this list, though? Like, if they're terrible again... they chose him over Halliburton. Oh no, Kenny KOT4Q reacted to the tweet. Oh my god. Ugh. Why even tweet that, Christian Wood? Come on, man. This sucks too because we don't really have any. We really don't have any vague tweeters. We don't have anybody on the Mavericks who's tweeting shit like this with any regularity. So it's gonna be an adjustment period here. I really think he's reacting to how the media responded to that shit, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Kenny's saying this isn't a good start. Oh my god. Womp womp womp. He has to be because he posted on IG Javel. Who did? Christian Wood. I'm telling you this is what it is, but he shouldn't even tweet that shit out because he knows how everybody's going to respond to it. You have to know okay, there's a lot of this talk about me coming off the bench. If I tweet out LOL, it's a pretty funny Instagram story, actually. All right. Kid tested lineups last year and ended up with JB start and Block starting. He has no reason to believe he can't work his way into starters. Did I miss something? I literally got here just before the disgruntled players and just left work. No, we're just ranking who we think could demand a trade at some point. This is our ranking list. Kyrie's obviously number 1. What team were we at? Oh yeah, we're at the Kings. Do we put Fox on here? I've never heard anything about him wanting out. It's still wild that they chose Halliburton over him, or him over Halliburton. I won't even put him on here, honestly. He's got a pretty big contract. I think he's safe. Grizzlies, I think everyone's safe there. Pelicans, I mean, look, there was enough smoke with Zion in the past for me to throw him on here, even though I don't think it's possible. I'll put him below Booker, honestly. That's how low I am. Ingram, do we go a little bit higher? What's his contract situation? Obviously, CJ McCollum just signed a 2-year extension, so he's going to be there for a while. That kind of leads me to believe things are good. Ingram's got 3 years left. Nola didn't want to trade Ingram at all. I'll put Ingram towards the bottom of this list, too. I think he's more likely to ask for a trade than, like, Devin Booker. I'll put Zion actually higher than Book. I'll put Zion higher than Book and Embiid just because he's asked for it before. Like, just because there's been, not that he's asked for a trade. Zion didn't ask for a trade. But there's been enough, like, shit going on around them. And I'll put Ingram. I'm a little bit, I don't think it's impossible Embiid to ask for a trade at some point. I'm going to be honest with you. Absolute Mavs Twitter meltdown. I honestly don't even want to see it. Rockets, no. Spurs, no. And Mavericks. Yeah, let's just add fucking Christian Wood at the top of the list. No, I'm not doing that. All right, so here's the disgruntled rankings for like star or all-star level players. Kyrie Irving, I think, is the most likely to ask for a trade and get traded mid-season. Enough going on there. Upcoming free agent. We literally just saw the Nets trade away James Harden because they didn't even want to deal with his free agency. So I could see it happening. Kevin Durant already asked for a trade. That's why he's up towards the top. Jaylen Brown, I don't think there's any fucking way he's on the Celtics after his contract is up. I'd be shocked. I would absolutely be shocked. Hero, it doesn't seem, I don't know. The Hero stuff is weird to me. John Collins, he's asked for a trade a trillion times. Ayton looked miserable in media day. Beal, it's coming at some point. I don't see Beal. I actually can see Dame retiring as a Trailblazer. I don't really see it with Beal. No LaVine or DeMar. No, I don't see Zach LaVine asking for a trade. I don't know what it is. I just don't see it. DeMar is an interesting one, maybe, but I don't know. Dame, if they're bad again, I think it's possible. I believe Dame when he says he wants to be a Trailblazer for the rest of his life. But if they're bad again this year, I think at some point he's going to start asking, okay, maybe I do need to go somewhere else. OG, I don't know. I don't know if there's smoke there or anything. I know that it's not the best situation currently. Shea, you just have to factor in the Thunder are ass. Like, more often than not, teams like that with good players, at some point the player's gonna start asking questions. Chris Middleton, a sneaky candidate here. Obviously, things would have to go so horribly bad for the Bucks, but a sneaky candidate. Someone to keep an eye on if things do go. And I'm talking like knock on glass. I'm talking like a Giannis injury, which obviously we do not want to see happen. But that could be like the catalyst for Middleton saying, okay, hey, by the way, I'm opting out of my contract and I'm gonna explore free agency, and the Bucks saying, okay, let's get something out of you while we can. PG-13, I don't really see it, to be honest with you. Zion, I don't really see it either. They're gonna be good. Embiid, I'm actually sneaking Embiid up this list. I don't think it's impossible. I really don't. Maybe I'm just reading I'll put Embiid below Middleton, but ahead of PG-13. Ingram, I don't really see it either. Booker, I don't see it. LeBron, I don't see it for some reason. Even though I think LeBron would actually be a prime candidate if he didn't want to. All right, what is Twitter saying? What do we got? Let me just scroll through Mavs Twitter, even though I'm going to regret it immediately. Oh, there's Boban in a Rockets jersey. Looks weird. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to regret it, but let's see. I don't see anything yet, actually. Seems like it's a little bit of a... Oh, wait, these are old tweets. LOL. Oh, God. Everyone's getting in on it. What does concern me a little bit about this is like Pistons and Rockets fans being like, here we go. This can't be about him coming off the bench because he's been talked about for months. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I don't really give a fuck about his tweets, man. As long as he comes in and tries, and the Mavericks are good, I don't give a fuck what Christian Wood tweets. I'm gonna be 1,000% real with you. I just can't get myself to care. The only reason I even care about this is because I know there are people who are gonna take it the wrong way and be dumbasses about it. When I'm interpreting it as he's laughing at the media making a big deal about him making a clear and obvious joke when he was at the podium. That's what I'm sensing. But weeks before the season starts, him tweeting this cryptic, I'm not about to overreact to it like all of this shit. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go where? Here we go where, Rockets and Pistons fans? I know where you guys are going. To the bottom of the fucking standings the way it's been for the past decade or so. Okay, Rockets, not really. All right, that's where you guys are going. He's trolling for sure. Come on, Kenny. Be above this. Also, reply to my DMs, man. It's disrespectful to put an all-star caliber player on the bench. Is it really? I don't think people realize Wood probably found out he was a six-man before we did. He's on the team. That's what I'm saying. This was literally talked about by Jason Kidd in the summer, at a summer league game. You're telling me that this never got its way back to Christian Wood, who's obviously on Twitter? Who's like obviously on social media? You're telling me this never found its way to him through there? This was talked about ad nauseum by Mavs people. I think that's why he said the joke. This is my first time hearing about it. Because it was talked about ad fucking nauseum. It was like one of the biggest talking points. After free agency and shit was done, it was probably the second biggest talking point behind needing a second ball handler. Was debating whether or not Christian Wood should come off the bench. I'm not too worried about this shit, man. I'm just not. We gotta wait for the Locked On Mavs interviews to see what else he said. Oh yeah, when do those come out? Tonight? Been saying it for years, but he's the absolute worst vet in the league. Massive ego with a mid-skill set impact. Flat out despises sharing the ball with the younger guys. An incredible lack of humility despite his career arc. Want nothing to do with this guy. Yikes. Kid said JaVale starting months ago. Yeah, I know. JaVale literally joined the team and said, yeah, I'm starting. Whatever, man. I don't really care. We'll see how it starts from the season. I'm not going to sit here and freak the fuck out over a tweet 3 weeks before the season starts. Let's see how the season starts. If we're in January and shit like this is happening, then we can full on panic, right? Then it's like, okay, get Christian Wood off this fucking team, right? But I'm not going to sit here and say that shit now. I believe in him. I'm happy about him. I got to be real. The bad vibes from the Mavs come more from the fan base and some prominent bloggers. I'm not saying to be needlessly optimistic because some of us just go too crazy about nothing. No, I agree. Like, a lot of Mavs fans on Twitter, they're predisposed to just being fucking negative all of the time. And I get, I'm not going to tell anybody how to be a fan. If that's how you want to be a fan, if you want to have, a pessimistic outlook, that's okay. I don't, it's not like this team has really instilled that much confidence in us over the past decade. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But it's like there could be some major overreactions to things sometimes. And I think this is one of them. I think, the whole coming off the bench situation is another one. And then I also think, like, the ball handler stuff. These are all like, semi-big deals that are made into gigantic deals by Mavs Twitter. Like, the ball handler thing, I really don't think it's that big of a deal currently. We had Trey Burke as our third ball handler going into the season last year. Like, these things can change. Players take a step forward that you weren't really expecting to. Players become available that you weren't really expecting to become available. All of this shit happens. It's all fluid. The Christian Wood off the bench thing, I think it's smart. Now, if Christian Wood is upset with it, that's a different situation entirely. But I don't even think that's what this is. Any trade or free agent signing suddenly becomes how the Mavs failed, etc. Yeah, I agree. Like, oh my God, Dennis Smith Jr. signed. Oh my God, fuck you, Mark Cuban. Like, what? Dennis Schroeder went to the Lakers. Oh my God, what the fuck? It's like, dude, there are 32. 32. I always do that shit. For some reason, I always say there's 32 NBA teams. But there are 29 other NBA teams. There are 29 other NBA teams. Okay, not every free agent's gonna pick the Mavs. In fact, none of them do ever. I wouldn't be off the Dinwiddie train so soon. I'm on the Dinwiddie train. Like, I'm on it. He's gonna be good. Anyways, that's probably it for me today. Pretty uneventful media day until this. Suns and Mavericks imploding in the same offseason. Yeah, the Mavericks are imploding. And I agree with those that want Cuban to sell the team or really just have nothing to do with the team, but there comes a point where people don't use critical thinking skills. This is just not a smart tweet. I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't be tweeting, but in this instance, I'm going to. You shouldn't tweet this. I'm sorry. This will only be interpreted one way. Negatively. It just feels like not the smartest idea in the lead up to a season on a new team that has legitimate championship aspirations. Could easily get worse than Cuban. No, that's so true too. Like, if Cuban sells a team, cool. Like, I'm here for it. Whatever. I don't really give a fuck. Sure, let's do it. But there is no guarantee you get a good owner. You could definitely get an owner 200 times worse than Cuban. Like, you could. I get the hands-on stuff can be a little bit annoying from time to time, especially considering some of the shit he says. Like, if you want to be hands-on as an owner, I just disagree. I think you should leave that to people who, that's their job, to be basketball decision makers. But other than that, if you are going to be hands-on, you shouldn't be saying some of the shit you say to the media. Like, you shouldn't be criticizing players. You shouldn't be criticizing, certain development methods. You should be gassing up everybody all the time. Because you never know who you're going to get you never know when a chance is going to present itself to bring somebody onto your team. But, oh, well, that guy doesn't want to come onto our team now because we talked shit about him 6 years ago. But it could be worse. I'm telling you. It could 1,000% be worse than Cuban. I really don't think he's upset about the bench thing because it would take some real courage to join a team that just made the Western Conference Finals to start bitching. Surely he has some respect for the roster and kid. That's what I'm saying. This is 100% about the media interpretation of his quote, but it's just still not a smart thing to tweet at all. He shouldn't have done that. Not a smart tweet. Just killed the vibes. He has to know what's going to happen when he tweeted that. Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe he's purposefully trolling. That could be it. You never know. You think the media will ask him about it later on? I hope not. Like, let's just fucking move on. Let's just move on. Speaking of moving on. It's that time of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. That time where it ends. Good stream today, media day. Pretty uneventful around the league. Like, nothing too crazy happened. Outside of JaVale McGee tweeting that. You know, some pretty funny, or not JaVale McGee, sorry, Christian Wood tweeting that. Some pretty funny quotes here or there. DeAndre Ayton looked miserable. Rob Pelinka sounds like a dumbass. Outside of that, pretty uneventful. I actually liked, I mean, outside of the LOL tweet at the very end, I actually really liked the Mavs media day. I think everybody, including Christian Wood, had great answers. I'm excited about the season. I don't even really give a fuck about this tweet. I just hate how it's going to be perceived. And I just wish Christian Wood would have some more insight than that. TBH. But outside of that, I think we'll be fine. Looking forward to the Locked On interviews. Me too. Will those come out tonight? We'll watch those. We find Luka Master had to scream at teammates with Toby this offseason. Yeah, true. True. Luka got quite a lot of practice screaming at teammates at the Eurobasket. We'll be okay. I'm excited for the season. Wednesday, mark your calendars. Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are doing the expansion draft I talked about. All right. So I'll get the player pool ready. I'll have a team. Chat will have a team. We'll go ahead and we'll do that. That'll be a fun stream. We're doing that Wednesday. Friday, I'm going to do best case scenarios, worst case scenarios for every NBA team. And then next week, I think next week is where we start doing season predictions. Like, I think that's where we're going to be at. That's how close we are. That is how close we are. So I'm excited for that. What is the NBA's version of Toby? I don't know if I would say that. And then Mavs propaganda. I'm going to do everybody not named Luka Doncic in one video. That'll probably come out Thursday if I had to guess. And then Luka Doncic propaganda will be its own thing. Slightly, wait, what? Oh yeah, you guys like my new tattoo? Cat. The ghost cat. I don't know the best way to show it. Are you streaming Mavs preseason games? We'll see. I did last year. More than likely, yeah. I don't see why I wouldn't, actually. Those start next week. We have preseason basketball this Thursday or Friday. One of the two. Don't know who's all going to be playing, but the Warriors and Wizards play on the 30th of September. Just like that, we're back. Just like that. I had to endure, I had to fake being interested in the NFL for 3 weeks, but that's already gone. I don't give a shit anymore. Don't care. My fantasy teams suck. The Cowboys, I know they got to win, but the Cowboys suck. I don't have to care anymore. I don't have to pretend to care anymore, and I don't. We're back to the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's all I got today. Worst offseason in a long time. It was kind of eventful. Like, at least we had the KD saga to carry us, even though nothing came from it. It did carry us for quite some time. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out today. It was a fun stream. Of course, you can always go back and rewatch the streams. I have a playlist on the channel. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Monday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, new members, thank you guys so much. Love you always. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Enjoy your Tuesday. I'll see you Wednesday. Expansion, draft, stream. Going to be a lot of fun. Talk to you guys then. Goodbye.